Welcome to the Bald and Beardiful. I'm Chris.
And I'm Bryce.
I'm bald.
And I'm beautiful. And what in the heck happened to me? I don't care about you. I care about me. What the heck happened to me? Complete spoiler. I didn't do well. And I'm not happy about it at all.
I mean, you could try and find a cheat code. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think hit the wrong button or something because the tables turned. I was doing so well against you. And I was getting positive points on a weekly basis, maybe not high positive, but they were positive. And now I've completely backtracked.
I mean, it was only a matter of time before I had an actual positive week, and really, like my riskiest pick on the week is what kept me so low. I mean, even with the turn around on it, I still would not have had. I would not have had like a top seven finish, right? Top five finish, but would have had more positive points, if you will, right?
Right.
So
Well,
let's
that's
jump
good.
into this.
You want
Yeah.
to start it off? Let's start off with the winner. How about that?
All right. I'm happy to do that.
I knew
Uh,
you would. Just stroking that ego.
Cowboys delivered. It didn't look pretty from like I wasn't actually watching the game. I was really just watching the score because I wasn't out and about, and I don't have like Sunday ticket or anything like that. But the Cowboys definitely were down for a minute, and it was looking pretty bad. They're starting to show up as like a second half team, so they a little bit of a turnaround, but they're not going to be able to get away with that with like the tougher teams like the Patriots who they play this week, right?
Actually, that was one of our. Oh man, I didn't even. Did we say we? That was one of our opposite side picks.
Oh
So
yeah, you
I had Detroit.
yeah. So you were wrong.
Hey, like you said, it was close for a while, and then they just couldn't finish it out.
It sounds like your last date.
Your jokes are getting old. Anyway, Miami, what happened? I mean, we all knew what was going to happen there. Why'd you go with it again?
Buffalo didn't cover the spread last time, and Miami, even though they've like gutted their team essentially, they're at home. They're playing okay. Like Fitzmagic there has been playing exceptionally well for for with what he's got, um, and just really like Buffalo really hadn't been clicking, and I was wrong.
Can you say it again?
I mean, that's what I get for betting on the fish.
Right. All right, let's go to the other one we were on opposite sides on, and again you were right. We need to start keeping track of these because if you and I choose against each other, odds are in your favor. Apparently,
I mean, I am the older, wiser brother.
older, absolutely. New Orleans came to play in Tampa Bay. They did very well. Uh, more than covering that spread, giving you some double digits points and just helping me dig my hole. You all right over there?
I'll survive.
Don't 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 threaten me.
uh,
Well,
uh,
while you're choking the death over there, I'll cover Jacksonville. I thought they were gonna do better. They with Foles coming back, maybe he's not in the groove because they just couldn't put up points, or Indianapolis was just able to throw all over them.
that's without Jacoby Brissett, right? Jacoby wasn't playing this week, or no, he came back this week, right?
Yeah, I
So
I don't even know if Hilton played. Do you know if Hilton played?
I you have to look it up. I'm not 100% sure. I don't believe he did. Um, but needless to say, Indy at home really delivered. Falls. with all the hype and excitement for him to come back, just really wasn't there. But that's to be seen, right? Like he's got to get his reps in. Not everybody comes back the week after an injury, and really kills it. Most of the time, there's a little bit of a slow start. Even Drew Brees coming back from actually take that back, but he was playing Arizona, so that's a bad example.
And as far as the record shows, Hilton did not contribute. I don't know if he was playing, but he did not contribute.
All right.
According to fantasy.
Like that one guy in all your group school projects.
Yeah.
That still manages to get an A.
I think I was the guy. He was like, you guys are doing great. Good job. Arizona, cover the spread. You and I both had a feeling about that one. I think we were hoping for a bit of a closer game, but 1.5 points in the right direction.
It should have been more. Arizona should win that game. The donkeys of a refs screwed over Arizona to make sure that the Niners, like, at least were in it. I can't say that they gave them the game and made sure that they won, but definitely, like, there were some really poor calls that went the Niners' way that brought them into the game, right?
Right.
Some just nonsense passing interference calls. Like, since when can you just like try and leap over the defender and throw your arms out there, and that's passing interference apparently against the defense?
They've got a lot of no touching rules. I think one of these is we might call the refs the HRs.
The HRs, yes.
It doesn't roll off the tongue quite nicely, but
that actually is fitting because HR does not allow you to have any fun.
And tomorrow we're both fired. Anyway.
I haven't touched anybody. Have you?
I'm going to plead the fifth, Alex. Anyway, I've been watching too much SNL Jeopardy. Anyway.
Let's take this as a chance to work on your delivery here. A better delivery would be I'll take the Fifth Amendment for 200, Alex.
That would have been better. Anyway, let's finish this out. Kansas City, they put a hurting on the Rams, not by much, but enough to cover the spread and at least help me not go negative 30. New England for you coming through. That was a rough game for them though. They were behind until I think late third quarter is when they at least caught up and took the lead. So you were in trouble there for at least a minute, but they came back and covered the spread and got you some more points.
There was never a doubt in my mind that the Beagles weren't going to lose that game.
Yeah, they had the opportunity, and they just couldn't hold out.
No, they need the extra win in case this week doesn't go their way.
I don't even remember who they're playing this week. I should.
I'll give you one guess.
Oh, is it the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So I ended my week with negative 28.5, and you were positive 10. Good job.
Positive 10. I doubled my record for positive points on the season.
On the season. That's the highest you've gone this season?
Yep.
Oh man.
I've been negative every other week. I've had one positive week this season. It was 5 points. Actually, I take that back. I might have had a 3-point week somewhere. But either way, I doubled my record.
Well, let's look to the future. What's going on next week?
Look to the future.
Look to the future.
Stay away from. Don't go towards the bright light.
I don't know. The bright light might be the crowd cheering for touchdowns, or the car at the end of the tunnel. You never know till you get there.
Close your eyes. Let Jesus take the wheel.
Which makes no sense. Just shouldn't it be like Jesus take the reins?
For what?
Yeah, because they rode camels back then. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Okay.
I'm trying to ruin a quote unquote good song. I don't listen to country music. Sorry.
All right. Let's we'll ladies first here. Go ahead and you can go over your picks. Let's start with the differing picks. We have a couple picks that
That
we
overlap
overlap on.
again. Yeah, we tend to do that. But I went with New Orleans this week. Carolina's been falling apart. I'm hoping that trend continues when they travel to New Orleans. Even though the spread's pretty big, I think Breeze has the opportunity to put a hurting on Carolina. Same pick, opposite pick. Why did I do this again? Because it's against Washington. Detroit at Washington. Overall, Detroit's backup quarterback has been doing well. I think in fantasy last week or the week before, he put up 27 points. I'm pretty sure it was last week, and he only gets scored like 2 touchdowns. So he's throwing a lot. And if they're throwing against Washington, I think they could really take that game.
Yeah, I wasn't going to touch that game. It's a backup quarterback in Detroit. Washington's been kind of all over the place. I just no.
No?
Or
Uh,
were you hoping that Detroit was going to sign Kaepernick and after his workout? Uh,
um, I did you hear about any teams that didn't go?
did I have teams, or what do you
No,
mean?
no, like there were some teams that sent other coaches to watch, and I think there were some teams that didn't. I heard of 2. I think Patriots didn't go, and I thought I heard Steelers didn't go.
Steelers weren't there. Cowboys weren't there. Basically,
No,
like,
Cowboys, not Patriots. That's what it was. I did hear
yeah,
that.
the Cowboys weren't there. I don't think the Patriots were there either. KC was there. Detroit was there. I think the Jets were there. There was only like 8 teams in total, right? Like that showed up. I believe.
Out
With
of
all the,
32, is that a thumbs up or thumbs down?
it's neither here. It's neither. The whole thing was a circus. It was I don't believe it was a legitimate workout. I believe like it was just more of Kaepernick trying to play the martyr and trying to stay relevant and get attention, just because of all the shenanigans, which we can talk about in the big news of the week in the Chaser episode, about all the nonsense that went on with that. But
That's not
I
even
just
be for me. That won't be the biggest part of that episode.
no,
I'm really looking forward to some other things in that episode.
whatever.
Did you do it yet?
No.
Ah, you suck.
Whatever. Anyway, all right, let's get back to it. So now we're okay. So my different picks are Atlanta at home against Tampa Bay. I, just looking at like the way that Atlanta has been playing with Matt Ryan back in the lineup, at home, Tampa's kind of imploding at this point. I just don't feel like that's a pick that I could get away from just based on the spreads and what was going on. So all over that one. Hopefully, Matty Ice continues to keep Atlanta on their win streak.
I looked at that one too. Tampa Bay being a wild card, I wasn't too sure.
Um, Next,
Pittsburgh.
your team,
Yeah, I
Pittsburgh at
thought about,
Cincinnati.
thought about that one too. Wasn't too sure after what happened in Cleveland.
Yeah, I was a little worried with the potential of no James Conner, no Juju, right?
Oh, he's at least questionable.
He's at least questionable with his concussion. And there is still a chance that James Conner does play, even though that shoulder injury is continuing to nag at him. I think he plays. I think he'll play through it in this particular one. I think they want to continue to see Cincy with that O, and I think that they come to play, and being that it's an interdivision game, that they come in and really crush them, right?
Right.
And then opposite sides of the Philly Seattle game.
So if you're out there listening and you haven't picked your team yet, Seattle's about to win, just by previous records. when we when we go opposite on a team, Chris seems to take the win more often than not. Well, then again, if they win by 1 point, then technically I get the points and you would lose that bet. But I'm just saying, at your own risk.
Seattle's looking good. I know that like Philly just took a hard loss against the against the Patriots, a close, hard fought loss, but I think Seattle comes to play. I think Seattle has the weapons to take on Philly. The Philly's offensive line hasn't been looking too good. Been giving up a lot of sacks on on Mr. Wentz there. So
I'm hoping for a bit of a time change advantage. Seattle coming from all the way from the West Coast, now playing the early game is like playing as soon as you get up for Seattle. So I'm hoping that has something to do with it. Seattle has been doing well. They beat 49ers, who were an undefeated team. They definitely had the potential. Philly giving up. I mean, they played hard against the Patriots, who are another really good team, and to only lose by a touchdown isn't that bad. So I definitely think they had the potential. Yeah, let's
Baltimore Monday night. We're both on that Monday night life, huh?
Baltimore puts a hurting down, and the Rams are not the Rams of 2018.
No, I 100% agree. I'm actually really surprised that that like the spread was that low.
Me too.
I really would have expected it to be bigger. That's really why I jumped on it. Like if the spread was where I figured it would be, I would not have picked this game. But it being only -3, I don't see Baltimore having any issue covering that.
No, I mean, even though they are traveling this week, they are coming off a big win off of Houston, and their defense definitely has the ability to. If they could stop the throw to Hopkins, they can stop the throw to Cup. Even though they don't have Miller in Houston right now, they're still. I don't know what they're going to do against Gurley or with Gurley.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He has not looked like himself.
No. All right. Well, good luck to you. More luck to me. Let's finish this out with our closing thoughts.
Oh, don't forget, we got to talk about the side bet.
That's what it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Those are my closing thoughts. Not the closing announcements. Come on, you gotta read me here. So we're not dishing out the punishments in this episode. Those will be posted a little later. If you haven't been keeping up, Chris has lost a combined loss. I don't know what else would you call it, because we tied 1 week, so the bet carried over, and then you lost the bet last week. Therefore, you are bestowed both of the punishments.
I mean, we could say I lost Double Jeopardy. I lost the Double Dare Challenge.
Double Dare, that's a classic. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
No.
No.
I mean, this one wasn't even my fault. Like, it wasn't even really my pick. Like, I set it up. You made your pick, and Mason Rudolph decided that he wanted to throw
all of them.
Yeah,
I expected like an even split. Nope, he threw all of them. Oh my god! So next episode, I'm looking forward to one embarrassing picture with a little bit of explanation, and I better see some steely colored toes. I want my toes.
Ew. All right. Until next week.
We still got to talk about the bet this week. What are you doing?
We talk about the bet in the next episode. What the bet is and the punishment and what all goes on with that.
You're going to make them wait even though the bet is on Thursday. We're making a bet for this Thursday. You should at least let them know what the bet is.
Fine.
It's not that hard to talk about this real quick. Do you want me to do it?
I'll start. So, since I had the most points this week, I get to outline the terms of the side bet, and then Mr. Bruce, not so mighty, gets to make first choice on our side bet. So what we are talking about is for this Thursday, the Indianapolis Colts against the Houston Texans, and we decided on total number of touchdowns. They can be any touch scored in any manner, so passing, rushing, or by the defense, right? Just total number of touchdowns for the game, right? And then it's Price is Right rules, so it's closest to the total without going over. So, like, for example, we had some ludicrous amount, like let's say 10 combined touchdowns, right? And he went with 11 and it was 9. He would lose because he went over, right? He can't win, or I should say he can't win because he went over.
Yeah. I think we need to add one additional rule that if we both go over, it continues
on.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, it's counted as a tie, and yeah, it'll continue on. But yeah, if one of us as long as one of us is under, then obviously we got our winner.
All right, so I'm gonna go with combined total number of touchdowns that I'm setting the mark.
I swear we talked about this like 5-10 minutes ago before we even recorded this thing. Do you really need me to explain it again?
What?
I pick first since you get the advantage of picking second since
we're just going actual like pick of number of touchdowns, not like okay, yeah. I was thinking sorry, I misunderstood. I actually
of who was gonna get how of which team?
No, that we would have to you would have to pick never mind. I was going with like over under the number instead of like you choosing the number and then it gets announced. It's Showcase Showdown. I wasn't thinking Showcase Showdown.
But you explained it so well, so now I'm really confused.
I mean, well, when a man and a woman love each other.
You can't backtrack out of your stupidity. You're making yourself look worse. So just to be clear, I'm not even talking to the listeners. I'm talking to you. If I pick 9 and it's 10, I'm closest by 1. But if it was 8, I went over. Therefore, I do not win.
You can't win. Yes.
My God. So do you want me to pick? Do you really want to pick first? Or do you want me to pick first?
No, I wasn't picking anything. I wasn't making my choice first. I was thinking I needed to set a baseline for the bet, but I don't need to because of how we're structuring it. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead with your Showcase Showdown.
All right. For total number, I'm going to say 6. 6 touchdowns total between the two of them. And reason being, I looked at their stats. Indianapolis is looking at scoring thus far around 21 points a game. Figure that's 3. Houston is taking about 24 points a game, which again, about 3. So figure their defenses are mid-level compared to everyone else's. So I'm thinking they could have a 20-ish a piece scoring scoring game. $1, Drew. Drew Carey is the new host, and just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
I miss Bob.
You miss Bob.
Dude, Bob was a player. Bob was a player. Him and Barker's Beauties. Where do you think that came from? And like back in the day, like the hosts used to well, I know they used to do it on Family Feud, but I'm pretty sure Bob did it too, like in the like way back, like early like uh days of Price is Right. Like he used to kiss on the contestants as if they were hot. Like he'd go and like, kind of give like the kiss on the cheek, but he'd kind of like put his hand on the small of their back. Shit is just ish you cannot get away with today anymore. But where he's like, you know, when you go off, talk to the producer. He'll take you to my dressing room, like kind of whispering that kind of stuff in her ear.
I can't tell if you're trying to be funny or if you're stalling.
Little column A, little column B. I mean, I think
some deep thought going into this.
I'm debating which way I want to hedge my bet.
You could easily say 1, and if it's 5 or less, you're in the clear. But if it's 6 or more, you're not.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's or you could go 3, and if it's in the middle somewhere, maybe you'll get lucky, maybe you won't. I mean, as long as it's above 6, or if it's above that number, then you're good, and below 6, you're fine.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah.
by outlining what I
You didn't know what bet we were doing. I feel like I have to explain this to you.
All right, I'm gonna go with 3.
There you go. All right, we got 6 and 3. Hoping for a high scoring game on my end, either one-sided or a combined score. He's looking for a teens teens score.
You're the one that's not allowed within 300 feet of a school, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
We don't even know the punishment yet. We'll discuss it in the next one.
We can discuss the punishment in the next one. The punishment doesn't. Yeah, we'll discuss the punishment in the next one. Not a big deal. Or we'll have to figure that out beforehand. But
yeah, we'll do it sidebar.
Sidebar. Yeah, will you do a sidebar before the game starts tomorrow?
You think anyone can tell we don't plan this that much?
Yeah, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be
a little fun.
Too, just for shirts and giggles.
All right. Well, email us at theballandbeautiful@gmail.com with questions, comments, concerns, especially concerns, so we can just laugh at them. Follow us on the Facebook, The Bald and Beardiful. Subscribe to this video or to our channel. Like this video. Turn on those notifications so you know when all of our content comes out. Tell your friends. Share the videos. We know we're hilarious. Your friends don't. You have to tell them.
All right. Until next time, or not sort of next time, the half in between next time. You know what I mean. Bye.
That was fantastic.